Here are the wildlife heroes in action. A team of wildlife officers are entering to the forest to help a distressed giant elephant ensnared in a horrible wire trap wrapped around its leg. The elephant was seen limping with the looped piece of wire tightly cutting into his leg by the forest rangers during their regular patrols in the forest. During the severity of the situation, they promptly alerted the wildlife officers for assistance. As soon as they got the news, the wildlife officers rushed to the location. Soon they would locate the distressed elephant and administered anesthesia to sedate the elephant using the tranquilizer gun. This allowed them to approach the elephant closely and take necessary action to free it from the snare. After confirming that the elephant is adequately sedated, officers approach the elephant for the rescue. Initially, a cloth was placed over the elephant's eye to reduce agitation and minimize shock associated with the treatment process. Before removing the piece of cable wire that is cinched to the leg, the officers cleaned the area with disinfectant to minimize the infections. After a thorough cleaning, they are now preparing to remove the snare. The cable wire, deeply embedded in the leg, is being carefully cut and removed with a sharp wire cutter. The vet has to use really strong, sharp side cutters and strength to unwind the strong wire that the poachers use. Thereby, the elephant was relieved from long-term suffering. The looped piece of wire has been tightly cut into his leg. Meanwhile, an unexpected incident occurred. The elephant under sedation collapsed to the ground with its head hitting on the ground. This posture posed a significant threat as it could lead to internal organ damage. The wildlife officers promptly intervened, taking swift actions to readjust the elephant's position and ensure it was lying safely on the ground. To make the things even more sad, the elephant's wound appeared to be infected. Here you can see that the wound is being cleaned out of the blood and pus from the deeply cut leg of the elephant, which appears to be almost cut to the bone. Needless to say, this poor elephant must have been in a lot of pain. Luckily, while they work, he is safely in dreamland and not feeling the excruciating pain for the moment. Wire snares, like the one found in this elephant's leg, are usually set to catch smaller animals around the neck. However, large animals like elephants too can sometimes step into them. This elephant has managed to break free himself from the anchorage of the snare, but sadly, this process has resulted in the wire being pulled more tightly around the leg. There was another minor injury below the deep-cut wound. The officers cleaned and treated that wound too. The infected tissues within the wound were scraped off. The team worked in coordination to treat the wound, while the veterinarian and other officers cleaning the wound. Another officer started administering necessary medicines via intramuscular injections. Negassant powder was applied on the deep-cut wound to combat against the bacterial infections and heal the wound. The wounded area was externally smeared with bluish antiseptic fly repellent spray. Antibiotics, painkillers, and anti-inflammatory medicines were administered to promote the healing process. Whole procedure went extremely well. Now it's time to revive the elephant. Revival drug is administered to the ear vein of the elephant. The officers shouted loudly to provide a stimulus for the elephant's resuscitation. Slowly, the elephant began to move its body. It is unimaginable that how much damage can be done to innocent animal with just one piece of wire. But the elephant was lucky enough to found in time and treated by a group of saviors. They are pleased that they were able to remove the snare entirely and give him all the required treatments. The elephant will continue to be monitored by forest rangers, and if he needed any further treatment, wildlife team will be on the call. The pain seems to have subsided quickly, because 2 days after rescue, the elephant was spotted at a waterhole with its herd.